What's up, everybody? Lawler here. Hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend, and with it came some excitement. We had the first regional for North America RLCS start for the 2021-2022 season, and along with it came a little bit of drama. So in today's video, we're going to provide the context, what happened, and honestly what it may lead to, which is better for the growth of the Rocket League scene as a whole. Let's talk about it. How's it going, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. Going to be talking about a little bit of drama that went down this weekend. Going to talk about the context, what ended up happening, where it came from, and unfortunately a lot of questions that we're still going to be asking moving forward. To provide what ended up happening and what went into it, this weekend was the North American RLCS, the start of it for the main event, $100,000 on the line, a bunch of teams trying to compete, and we got down to, on Saturday and Sunday, the top 8. These teams going to be trying to compete for the line share, and there was a couple different matches that we really had our eyes on, but one in particular kind of stole the show. The grand finals, which is in a best of set series, ultimately meaning that these teams are playing best of sevens until they can win 2 best of sevens out of 3. Whatever happens first, the winner goes on, wins the majority of the prize pool, and gets crowned regional 1 champs. A lot on the line, especially for the first season, a lot of seeding and points in a circuit-based system that will carry throughout the rest of the 10 to 11 month season. The 2 teams that find themselves in the grand finals is NRG, the previous world champions, as well as many who deem the best team in North America, going up against a new hot commodity in FaZe clan. This was a team that picked up a new player coming over from Rogue in First Killer that on paper this team looked like they were going to be absolutely stacked, but there was still some questions surrounding the team if it was going to live up to all the hype, and so far it has done just that. I'll talk about more of that in a video tomorrow where I actually break down the results of the tournament. So if you'd like to make sure you don't miss out on that, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified for that. The situation occurs when we're in the grand finals in the first best of 7 of 3. It's game 4, and in the match between FaZe and NRG, one of the players is having internet issues and disconnecting, so their coach calls for a pause, asking the admin, hey, we need a temporary stop so we can take care of this issue. And during that time, one of the players ends up scoring, and it creates some frustration. Now, based upon the things that have come out and the conversations that have happened, there is definitely more to the story, but what kicked off all of this drama is a tweet by one of the star players on NRG, Garrett G. The screenshot is a picture of the in-game chat, and this is disabled to the people spectating at home. The person who is the spectator or observer for the matches for the public usually has in-game chat turned off, so we don't get to see the interactions between the players. The conversation reads as follows. First Killer says, just shut up. Squishy says, LOL. First Killer, admin, what's going to happen? The admin replies, we're looking into it. First Killer then says, KK. Squishy replies, sad. First Killer then retorts, dude, please, you live in your basement alone. To Squishy then replying, LOL. And this seems to not be the first string of messages. It seems to be an ongoing conversation based upon other things that have come out, that Garrett, from the looks of it, not trying to defend anybody, just trying to explain how this has come to be, trying to be as unbiased in this as possible. Apparently this was his decision, and the reason for putting this out is because he was emotional about the situation and wanted to defend his teammates. He wanted to stand up for his teammates, which again is understandable if you're a teammate, and quite possibly First Killer may have been doing the same thing. Either way, there creates some animosity in the middle of this series as the teams go back and forth. Garrett ended up putting out this screenshot with the tweet, class act, and then it kicked off a bunch of different things. People replying. First Killer ends up replying to the tweet saying, Squishy started just coming at the whole team, calling us cringe and sad. I'm not going to let him come at us without saying something back. To which Squishy replies 2 things. Number 1, you're a child. It's insane to me. As well as, you knew what you were doing. I have nothing left to say to you. Take the win anyway. You can get it. I know they won't come often. And this actually did a multitude of things. Not only did my phone blow up, I was sitting on my couch watching the Packers play against the Bears in a rivalry that's existed for 102 years. And I'm just chilling with my buddy, having a good time. And all of a sudden my phone just starts buzzing, and then buzzing some more. And some more and some more, and all of a sudden everybody's telling me, yo, congrats on the pay raise, congrats on this, congrats on that. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What is happening? And everybody on my timeline is tweeting about stuff that has gone down. And I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. I'm just trying to watch some American football. And part of the reason why is because this conversation started to evolve at a very rapid rate. Not only is everybody tweeting about a specific tweet, but it's what's in the tweet that's very serious as a conversation as a whole. So in the reply to the "you're such a child, it's insane to me," First Killer says, "You can say it again after we win." And then Garrett says the one thing that has led to the reason why a lot of people are talking about this, and it is a tweet that says, "Hey man, I trash talked to you, but I'm afraid your dad is going to threaten to murder me just like he did Insole." Insole is referring to Insolences, a player from a long time ago in the RLCS history, who played for teams like Untethered, VQ Untethered, MonkaS, Take 3, Genesis, and Rogue before he went to a couple bubble teams that didn't really stay together. They kind of fizzled out. Either way, if you are an OG of the scene, you should know the name, as has had some pretty solid results throughout the RLCS career. And this is in reference to a old message from Twitch chat from a long time ago. And this is where things get a little bit more serious. To make something like that a public accusation, it's hard for me to talk about because there's things that are surrounding this conversation that have been whispers and murmurs. But this is kind of the first like big push or nod towards the situation surrounding First Killer and his father. And I'm not here to make public light of it or go into the deep dive of what that may be, but it is a nod at a message on Twitch that you can see on your screen now. This Twitch message dates back quite a bit ago, and I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but it is not something that sits well when you are threatening that you're willing to go to jail for attacking a underage person. And there's been certain things that have happened from this person's Twitter page, and I don't know if this is just from long-time resentment or animosity that has happened over the years or stuff behind the scenes. And that's kind of the difficulty, is this is from someone putting this and it comes out of left field a little bit, to where usually Garrett is a person that tries to remove himself from these scenarios and tries to hold himself as a very well-respected and well-liked figure across the entire scene. And you can tell there is some frustration behind this, primarily from what it sounds like from the defense of his teammates, but again, possibly getting a little bit too emotionally invested and taking it a bit too far. These are types of things that, if they are serious accusations, could lead to a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, I do hope that nothing has come from this, whether it be from some of the rumors I've heard that I'm not going to repeat here, but also some of the things that are being tweeted out right now. There is a big concern across the board of a lot of different things going on, and that's just due to this one tweet where it has gotten a lot of attention. So this happens, like I mentioned, at the Game 4 period of the first best of 7, and don't forget, we're still in the middle of a series. We're in a best of set, meaning that both teams need to win at least 2 best of 7s to qualify. So we go back into the game. It is now FaZe with the win, 4-1 in Series 1. Little bit of a break. Twitter starts exploding, as does my phone. And then we start going into the next series where they reposition things. And it seems like they lit a fire under NRG, and they bounce back 4-1 as well. So now both teams have a series win, and we go into the third and final series with everything and the title on the line. It ends up going in favor of FaZe. FaZe does close out the series 4-2, and they get the victory. And of course, we then get into the third and final part of our saga. We then get a tweet from AJ saying, "You had all those options and chose the wrong team, First Killer," in reference to Garrett G. Apparently a thing that he has said in reference to First Killer being this hot free agent from Rogue and being able to try out with a bunch of different rosters, rumors surrounding G2 and others, until he decided that based upon scrims and results and how things were going, that he wanted to go to FaZe. And clearly with the victory, for good reason, it ended up going out very well. And for a lot of the questions that teams have had surrounding this team with, yes, there's a lot of mechanics. Are they going to be able to live up to the hype on paper? And so far they have. It's still very early in the season, but winning a regional, which is something that escaped them numerous times last season, seems to be the right choice. This team is arguably one of the best in North America. On the other side of things, Garrett does end up putting out another set of tweets, and these are the things that I've been kind of referencing throughout this entire video, but he says, I don't want to kill the fun, but I'm honestly extremely upset with today. I hate being involved in any sort of beef drama because I genuinely hate no one. However, I did feel the need to stand up for my teammate, and I 100% let my emotions instigate the situation further. I'm a bit upset at the decision to let the goal in, implying that the server DC is causing a goal for them to concede, which then allows FaZe to go on and get a victory, and says that it wasn't honestly that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. FaZe is a great team for sure, and it's going to be a sweaty season. Happy we made it to the finals of the first event. GG's. Trying to basically put a final stamp on this whole situation. It starts with a simple disconnect with a goal going in and them not reverting that call, and then it just blows out of proportion over and over and over again. And what honestly led to a lot more people tuning into the match in the first place. It started off at about 80 to 85,000 viewers on Twitch, and shortly after this tweet, you started to see it climb and climb until it peaked around 97,000, or just shy of 100,000 viewers. And as much as drama and stuff like this can cause problems within the scene itself, it's without a doubt building and buying impressions and helping grow the scene as well, because at the end of the day, drama like this does help the growth of the scene. It gets people more invested, and what I believe is going to be the start of a wonderful rivalry. Anytime we see FaZe and NRG play in the RLCS, there's going to be a lot of people that focus and remember this scenario and be like, yo, there is some beef. These guys don't like each other. There's some things possibly going down in that chat that we can't see, and it can create some interesting moments and some exciting moments, as this is an ongoing situation over the course of the next however many months for the RLCS. You're talking 3 regionals every single split, with 3 splits, and then majors and everybody else. What happens if this happens on a live event? If we go to Stockholm, Sweden, and both these teams are there, and we get to see a little bit of this trash talk in person? Who knows how that stuff is going to evolve and what it could possibly do for the scene? Because at the end of the day, I want this game to be successful. I want it to be professional. But things like this actually do help quite a bit. Whether I condone it or not, I'm trying to remove myself from the situation and just educate you guys on what went down. But again, a lot of craziness that went down. I expected to sit down and watch some American football during the day. I got my phone blasted with this, and then I got really invested in the game, honestly. I wasn't planning on watching it that much. I was spending time with IRL friends, and everybody is just like, nah, you got to tune in. And it was a phenomenal series. It was a really good set. And there's 2 players we haven't really mentioned. NRG's Justin, who during the middle of this is playing in a lesser used vehicle called the Merc, which is a giant van. And he's honestly playing really good and is probably going to ruin ranked for the rest of the players for the next couple of weeks, because a bunch of other people think that they should also use the Merc, and tweeting about how cute he looks. On the other side of things, you get Illusion, a player who is playing some of the best Rocket League he's played in a really long time, and credit to him because he's been heavily underrated for a really long time. So this level of exposure, if you want to call that, or clout chasing, or whatever people want to call the impression farming that's going on my timeline right now, is really good for people talking about the game and the scene. And this is just the first week. RLCS has officially started for the first event, and we've got the entire rest of the season to go, and to say it's starting off on an entertaining foot would be a massive understatement. Hope that wraps up all the information in regards to this. I'm curious to hear what you guys have. Are you on Team FaZe, or are you on Team NRG? Where are you on which side of the coin? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the content, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. And we hope to see you in the next one. Peace.